today, guys, we're going to be doing another video on the on the boat build. So I'm super excited about it today. Getting the first test on the water, as long as these clouds back here don't turn into thunderstorms and rain on us. But before we jump into today's video, guys, if you are new here, make sure you hit the sub button. The main gig of this channel is putting out the waterfowl content. Putting out the waterfowl content from the beginning season all the way through late season, early till late season geese. We hit it all. So we hit it all. Also, if you enjoy long form audio type content, we host the Duck Gun podcast here every single week, and you don't want to miss it. One of the best and biggest waterfowl podcasts in the industry. So without further ado, let's give you guys a look at what we got. So got the boat up on the trailer. One thing I think I'm gonna have to add is like an eye hook or something so that I can pull it up on here. But right now the strap's gonna do for the travel to and fro. But guys, this actually fits really well on the trailer. So that's what we got. Sitting on the bunks nice. Sitting in between those bunks nice. You got the motor up right there on the transom. Really don't like this because it takes away from the cool look, but you know, functionality sometimes has to trump look. But yeah, everything went out pretty good for the measurements. The bunks came right to the end, just how I wanted, and everything else. So yeah, let's go ahead and get her out on the water. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. She's on the water. Oh. Howdy. Hello, sir. Alrighty fellas, well I got the boat out in the water. I'm at one of my favorite spots out here. We got a nice little rain, so I'm able to test it out in some tight water. But guys, if you are familiar with this type of handmade boat, let me know in the comments. I want to know, drop names if you think you know. There's a bunch of different models out there. If you know this model, let me know. I think it's the coolest model that I've ever seen. So but yeah guys, the test for today is just to test out in the water. First impressions, man, it's an awesome little one-man rig. Two-man, we can get two-man out there for sure. You're really not going to be doing any three-man with this, that's for dang sure, because it's a tight fit with this mud motor on it. I'm so pushed far forward that I know I'm not going to have room for more people. So me and the dog and another person, I'm sure we can do it. This mud motor on there, the 13 horse, I mean, it zips pretty good. It zips pretty good. We're not breaking any speed records. That's really not the idea of this boat. It's to get in places, get in tight places, get in places that are hard to get to, me and Chief and maybe another person, figure out a way to hunt out of it and, you know, let her rip. So, you know, upstream, I mean, I was gunning at full speed and that's what she's got. So I think with the weight distribution, it'll be a little easier to get on plane with another person as long as they're not huge. Because even with Chief in the front, man, it barely, we were popping wheelie just a little bit no matter what I tried to do, it seemed like, with the mud motor there. So if you guys got any tips on how to get better on plane with this super duper long tail, the Taiwan, I guess, version of a mud motor, then let me know. But without further ado, let's go ahead and I want to get up further up this river, see, you know, where we can get this tight little rig. So let's go for it. Chief, should we jump a log first night out? I don't know, man. We'll find out, Chief. We'll find out. How tall is that log? Oh boy. So there's this little hole right here and I can get up in here with the boat, so that's pretty cool. It does not look like this during duck season. All these lilies are gone, obviously, in later duck season. I've only hunted it once, and we shot some wood ducks in here. You hit both or one? Huh?
Have him go get them.
Oh. You fine? But man, it's just a little hole right through the woods, and it's so cool. And it's full of smartweed right now, so that's pretty cool. All right, fellas, well, all I can say is holy cow, I'm impressed with what crap I can go through. I've never had a boat that could do anywhere near that. I mean, we're going through inches of water. That's so cool. So I'll be interested with full gear and all that. I feel like it could still do it, because I mean, I was barely having to hit the throttle to keep going. But one thing for sure, gonna have to figure out a solution for this. Oh, there's some ducks right there. There they are. We're running out of daylight, so I want to get going, but gonna have to find out a solution for this, because I was going through a lot of weeds, you know. And I guess it's not weedless. I mean, it wasn't bonga down the motor or anything, but I know that the water's got to get up this pipe. It's got all these brass bushings. Maybe they're not brass, but they got bushings every screw, and I don't think they're brass, come to think of it. So but you can get better bushings from them. This is just the standard, and they have like the Bayou bushing and all that kind of stuff. So I might have to think about upgrading. But I did see another YouTuber, JT Gatoring, I think his name was, and he did a video on how to make a PVC weedless prop or attachment to put in between here, so that the weeds don't have anything to grab on and the water can still get through the holes. So just kind of saw that while I was researching these. Gonna have to revisit it and see how he done it, because that right there is that's a mess. I mean, I guess if you only got to do it in and on your way out every day, every hunt, that's okay, but just counting around like I am today, man, those weeds are up in there. That can't be good at all, really. Got to keep that water flow, keep everything cooled, I believe. just like that, they're back on there. Final verdict, guys, before we run out of daylight here. I just ran this thing back down the river. I'm getting a handle on it, and like as is, guys, this boat is a bad mama jamma. A bad mama jamma. Freaking awesome. Holy cow, I am so stoked for duck season at this point. The motor setup, everything, man, I was just buzzing through those weeds. I mean, figuring it out. Yeah, there's gonna be a learning curve, but just a bad mama jamma. You know, a couple things, takeaways from this. I do need to figure out weedless for that because it sucks up weeds like crazy. You know, I'm gonna need to figure out the best way to set up for this. I'm left-handed, man. My right arm got tired by the end of just cranking this around. So it's like, do I want to switch myself 180 sitting down in the seat? I kind of like the seat opposed to like a grab bar or something like that. So I think I'm gonna keep the seat set up. And then if I have someone else ride, they're gonna have to be right in front of me right here, and Chief's gonna have to be right in front of them. Decoys, you know, behind me, in front of us. This rig is not a setup where you just take a bunch of crap. It's you hunt light, all that kind of stuff. I do want to find a blind for it, or figure out a setup for that, because I got a feeling, man, I'm gonna be hunting out of this more than anything. So whew, it's freaking cool, guys. I'm beyond stoked to to try this out during season. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. I do have some other stuff for the build. I'm gonna add lights to the front, gonna add interior lights. I think I'm gonna add a bilge pump because this thing doesn't have a drain plug, so I need some way to get it out. I gotta bell it by hand or use sponges or something. So if I could add an electronic bilge pump right there in the back, would be good to go on that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but no, I think that's about it, guys. You've really seen it. Just getting the final setup for this boat, and then it's good to go. So that's all we got for today, guys. I'm Jordan, Ducks Gun Chronicles. Stay tuned. We got more coming at you, and we'll see you on the next one. Let's go.